JP, Alec, Jake, Jason, thanks for joining me on the Metallica Report. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. About last night, gentlemen.
Oh,
why don't we start with the rehearsal
Absolutely.
that you got to see? It's a pretty great opportunity, pretty rare. Come on, give me some feedback here. How was it?
We've been speechless ever since. It's hard to even find words to describe it. It was unforgettable. Unforgettable. Like, we didn't know much going into going into this. We didn't know what to expect, and whatever expectations we had were just blown out of the water. You know, we were told it was like a meet and greet backstage tour, and then we were inside the snake pit watching like essentially a private concert. Like, that was insane. And then later on, they told us that Metallica doesn't even allow photos and videos typically for these things. This is like real exclusive. So it's like, wow, we're so honored. You know.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, just like when we like went to this, it was the black box room. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
It was the black box, the VIP room, and just checking out and seeing all of like the old lyric sheets, all the like the memorabilia and all the photo ops and seeing their old instruments and all that
Dude,
stuff.
we got the whole James's
We
guitar.
got the whole James
That's
guitar.
incredible.
Yeah.
What a
Some
lifetime
large drum
experience.
set. You know what I mean? Like that's absolutely like amazing. And then we started hearing Harvester of Sorrow as soon as we left that room, and then that's when it just became so real.
Yeah, like the moment I started hearing the song, I was like, oh, we're in for this now.
Yeah,
We're ready.
And they played 6 songs. It wasn't like it was just a one and done. And when we first walked out, we came down the stairs while they're playing Harvester of Sorrow. And we thought, oh, this is cool. We're just going to stand this far. And then they said, let's get a little closer. And then when they played a couple more songs, they played Orion when we got close, and
Lux Eterna was
Lux
up there,
Eterna and Fuel. And then they say, let's
get
get you a little closer, and then go into the snake pit.
Let's go
And
inside.
suddenly, Lars is asking us which song should we play next. And
I got chills when King Nothing started playing.
oh
Yeah.
yes,
Like you just heard the intro and it was just electric, and it was just chills. Like I was like, "There's no way this is really happening."
Yeah, I mean, that's
Right
songs
now.
that we've been listening to since we were kids.
Exactly.
You know, and now
Absolutely.
hearing it live
Yep.
in person, like for us, it was an incredible experience.
And that's an important thing, is to dial in, is to tell us a little bit about your, how much you've loved Metallica or not known Metallica or whatever. But bring us through your Metallica history as fans.
I think we might all have the same experience, to be honest.
Very similar. I mean,
similar.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero. You know, Guitar Hero 3 came out. 1 was in the game. It was
2007.
2007, October 2007. It was it was like infamously hard. It was like one of the hardest songs in the game. That was like the point where most players were like, I can't beat this. I can't continue with the game. It's just too hard. So like being able to just complete the song without failing out was like a huge accomplishment.
Well, which song again? I can't-
One.
One.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
One.
Well,
Yeah.
back then, like nowadays, it's like everybody's trying to do songs perfectly. They're trying to get 100% on songs.
Not miss a
flawlessly.
single note.
Yeah, but back then, it was about like, can you
Survival.
even pass the song without failing. You know, if you miss too many notes, you fail, and you got to start from the beginning. And so, like, it was really hard.
And like the subject matter of One, it's truly a testament to also the difficulty of the song in the game.
Yeah.
It feels bleak. Like the first time I played, I failed, and I was like, I thought I was good at this game. I really thought I was good at playing this, and I failed. And I was like, oh no.
Right.
We're really in for the long run. I was like 13. I was like 13 when this game came out. I'm
Yeah.
27 now.
But that was my
Wow.
first exposure to Metallica.
That was my first exposure
So,
as well.
Yeah.
And after that, they had
after
Guitar
that,
Hero
they had me
Metallica.
hooked. They had me
Yeah.
hooked after that.
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And it's interesting that, James and I were talking about this whole, Fortnite Metallica union, and I asked him if he'd played any games before, and he said, well, I played Guitar Hero, and so I said, well, how do you do? And he goes, well, I kind of am not very good, because it's not like playing guitar. He said
No,
it
different
is
skills.
about, to him it was about timing. Would you agree with that? I mean, when you're playing a game, in, shall we say, Fortnite Festival, or is it the timing? Is it what it describes to people who don't know how you play this, how you win at this game?
Sure. So there is a timing element to it for sure, especially with Fortnite Festival now, because they've given you bonus points if you hit the note perfectly in time, right? There's very much that element of play the right note at the right time, get the most score. But at the same time, I feel that it's not just about score with Fortnite anymore nowadays too, because there is the interactive element of making your characters dance in between notes and having fun with your friends and sharing the music itself as well. They've done really well with that because now people can go in and honestly make their own custom Metallica songs by combining the jam
The jam
loops from
stage, yeah.
songs. So it's more interactive than just, oh, let me hit the notes.
I hadn't even thought of that possibility.
Yeah,
Like,
you can go make your own Metallica
You could go
song
grab
now.
like the guitar part of Enter Sandman, and then like the vocals of One, and then like the bass chart of Wherever I May Roam, for example, you know, and just
Yeah.
make
That's
some sort of
ridiculous.
amalgamation.
We didn't even try that. We
No,
should try
I
that.
We
haven't
should
even
try
thought of
that
it until
today.
now.
We
Yeah,
should
we
try
should.
that today.
Absolutely.
That's what you should be asking them to do
Yeah.
next time you get a chance.
Yeah, mash
would
up
be
your
fun.
own, mash up your own songs.
Yeah.
Come on.
That would be
Do it
fun. Come on
live.
now, do it. Come on, that would be fun. Let me ask you a little bit about when you first heard that, you know, this Fortnite Metallica collaboration was happening. What were your initial thoughts? And now that you see what it is, now that you see, you know, Battle Stage, this new element to the festival series, how do you feel about it? Tell us.
Perfection, honestly. It's one of those things that it's a perfect meld. Guitar Hero and Rock Band always did really well with Metallica. There's a reason they had the full band game devoted to them. And now it feels like we're doing the exact same thing for a new generation. And hey, we were just talking about how hard the song One was in Guitar Hero, and now it's pretty much the final boss of Fortnite Festival for
It is
Pro
by
Elite.
far the hardest song
It
now.
is very
Yeah.
difficult.
So we're getting another entire generation of people into the games that brought us into the Metallica community as well.
When we got told about this, especially like this event here right now, I mean, I didn't really know what to think actually, because we had, you know, we've talked to Epic and the Fortnite Festival team, and they asked us like, what would you like to see in the game?
This is like right at launch, like
Yeah,
right
right at
like
launch.
the day,
This is
like the day
this is
after it
6 months
launched.
ago. This is
Yeah.
Like,
six
what are your
months ago.
feedback? What do you like? What do you want to
And
see?
So the first bands that we said was Metallica, because it was all over social media. Like everybody was like, well, Master of Puppets is an emote in the game. We need it as a song to play in Fortnite Festival. And little did we know that the team had already been planning Metallica for a while.
Yeah, we find out now after it's been revealed. It's like, oh, we've had this.
been in the works.
It's been in the works for a long time, pal.
They read our minds,
Yeah.
And I mean,
essentially.
like,
They know what we want.
Or read us like a book, you know?
Yeah.
They
Probably.
totally know us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they look like the guys look awesome in the game. They did,
Yeah,
like the
great
art team. The
outfits.
art team did a phenomenal job. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
really, really good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And when, I mean, you know, the competitive element to this, I mean, you're all friends, you're all in the same community, you all, you know, you hang out, you chat. To those of us who don't play, put us in the mindset of how it's going to be now when you play each other in battle stage. I mean, is there, you know, what's the vibe, what's the edge? Are you looking to beat each other? Are you looking to,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah, we did that yesterday.
I mean, am I going to rumble I mean, would you share any secrets with it? If you each tell me a secret of how you're going to beat the other one, I promise I won't tell anyone.
Well,
Fair.
I was sitting next to Jake, and we were just trying to figure out, you know, the whole competitive edge of battle stage in real time. And so, like,
And being able to do that right next to you, so I could be like,
Yeah.
hey,
hey,
watch out. You
hey,
know,
watch out, man.
I got 4 overdrive phrases.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack you
Yeah.
like right now, dude. And wait for the
Yeah, we
solo to
were
come
trash
up.
talking each other like
Yeah,
in
we're
person
trash
right
talking
over
each
there.
other in real time,
Yeah.
and then like, you know, Ride the Lightning solo comes up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna throw a full attack on you, and then he still hits.
I still got every 100%.
and he's still got 100%, and he still like beat everybody in the lobby.
That was a real flex.
Too. And so no, that was crazy. And you were getting interviewed at the same time.
Both of you totally
First
were.
half of that, the song, there were interviewers coming up. Hey, just want to ask you a few questions about Fortnite Festival. What do you think? You know, what do you think of? I see you're using James. What do you think of the outfit?
and
you
he
know?
was
What
still
song are you
locked-
playing? Oh, it looks like you're playing Red Lightning. Having fun? I'm like, yeah, it was a great time.
He was still locked in. He was locked in that whole time.
Yeah, I was just sitting there playing the game, talking over there. You know, it
So
was cool.
that's kind of we might call that high achievement, right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't call it that, but some may.
That's something like nobody else can do except for him.
Hey, I've been playing these games since I was a kid. It's like second nature to me to see colorful notes coming down the screen and my fingers just do the rest. I don't have to think about it.
It's incredible, yeah. And I mean, talk a little bit about, and again, what James and I were talking about yesterday is, you've got the Metallica community, you've got the Fortnite community. You know, they're both almost, you know, especially with the Fortnite world, it's like a continent with many different places to go. You know, all the international flavor of this and the interactions that you have with people. Talk a little bit about, you know, the people you've met through playing.
Well,
You
I
know,
mean, even to start right here,
Festival.
these guys.
We met each other through rhythm games.
I've known Alec since he was 13.
Yeah.
And that was all because of Guitar Hero originally, and now we formed a lifelong friendship from it. And it's not just us. I mean, there are people all over the world who've had parties with these games and shared music and learned about bands that they've enjoyed, like Metallica. And I feel like these games build relationships.
They do.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
really do. Yeah, and Fortnite's just such a global phenomenon. You know, it's one of the biggest games in the world. It brings everybody together, and like you said, it's kind of like a continent. There's something for everybody. And now that we have a rhythm game, you know, the kind of genre that we all know and love, we've been playing forever. We have our own little state in that, or a little country in that continent.
Yeah,
it's
which
very
is
cool.
amazing.
That's a great way to describe it,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we, like when it comes to rhythm games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, like plastic instrument games, you know, like the idea of like these franchises was dead for a while because Guitar Hero oversaturated the market by releasing way too many games in 1 year. People lost interest, and you know, like when Fortnite Festival got announced, Epic Games had acquired Harmonix, the creators of Guitar Hero and Rock Band, a few years ago, and we didn't know what they were going to have them do. And when we found out that it was this, you know, like because we're already in a niche, you know, and over time it became more and more and more niche, and it finally feels like it's becoming mainstream again.
We're back.
Because, I mean,
I think we're truly back
We're
with this
back.
one.
We're beyond back. We're further back than ever.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero 3 was the first game to surpass $1 billion of revenue.
First video game ever to do
Ever.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first video game ever to do that.
And, you know, Metallica was a big part of that, right? Because they had one in the game. And, you know, to be in Fortnite, like arguably the biggest game in the world right now, is like, it's kind of an honor in a way, you know?
I mean, to cap that off, last night at the show that we were at the end of it,
Oh,
Kirk
man.
says out to the crowd, guys, can I take a picture of you? My kids love Fortnite. And that, I think, shot an arrow through all of our
Yeah,
hearts.
It's like
because
very
it's-
unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, you never would expect the situation to arise at all, let alone for someone who we all look up to say, hey, my kids like what you do.
Yeah.
Can I take a picture of all of you to share with them later?
That was
That's
incredible.
full circle, like unbelievable.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, even with some of the crew guys that obviously I've known for many years, I've been learning about a couple of them who are using, you know, they use Fortnite to actually keep in touch with their families at home, with their kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had no idea. And they're like, oh, yeah, I go back to the hotel. And, you know, it's a communication tool as much as anything. It's a community. I wanted to ask you, this is kind of an off-center question, but can you remember the first time that you connected with someone at the furthest distance on this planet? I mean, the first time you connected with someone from, let's say, I don't know, India or, you know, Portugal, or well, Portugal's not that far from here, but you know what I mean. Is there a memory where you have where it's like, Jesus Christ, I'm vibing with someone from, I don't know, Tokyo, whatever.
Yeah, I can remember one immediately during the Guitar Hero competitive days. There was a player named Test Team who was in Korea, and we played against each other all the time. And it's one of those situations where you don't realize when you're playing a game like this how much it can transcend. Because then later on, I got to take a trip to Korea for a competitive event, and someone there recognized me from the podcast I did at the time then. And that was on the other side of the world. And that's when you can really see that these things transcend boundaries, and that's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's not just games, you know, it's music. Everybody
Yeah.
loves music.
Everybody
Absolutely.
loves
You know,
music.
music
Yeah.
is a kind of a
Universal
language of sorts.
Universal
Yeah,
language,
you know.
man.
For sure.
And when games are based around the music, you know, the game kind of becomes that universal language by proxy. So, you know, I have friends all over the place. I know people in Australia, I know people in Sweden, I know people all over the place from playing these games, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm sharing our love of not just the game, but also the music we're playing. So,
Online, it's
Online.
just using the tools to our advantage. You know, putting ourselves out there. We get to meet so many people. It's no longer just like being online used to be this kind of taboo thing where it's just, you go on there and just kind of screw around and mess around. But no, now it's just kind of about like forming like lifelong relationships.
That's
And,
great.
you know, you meet people, come to our continents, come to, you know, like that type of thing. And it's just Fortnite Festival and, you know, Fortnite in general, just taking that, you know, just having people come together with music is just perfect. And with Metallica, so many more people are getting into it because, you know, when Fortnite Festival came out, you know, it's an ever-growing game and experience, and people, you know, they want their favorite artists, and you know, in Fortnite Festival, Metallica being the greatest rock band ever, essentially. And then now it's here. So many people are checking it out. They're seeing us, and they're seeing, all the other people that are here at this event as well. It puts us on the map, and it helps us grow. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, like I met all these guys online. You
Yeah,
know, like
met everybody
like-
here online, yeah.
Like like Alec used to live in California, and then he moved a lot closer to me, and we were able to hang out. You
Yeah.
know, but like I know plenty of people in the UK. Like one of the best Guitar Hero players in the world. We know from the
Yeah,
UK.
Will.
You know,
One of my
Will.
favorite guitarists to watch.
Yeah,
Will.
you know what's funny about him is that, and you might end up asking this, but this guy Will plays a lot of Rocksmith now, and so like the way that rhythm games like influenced me to pick up real instruments. Like when I played Guitar Hero, I wanted to pick up real guitar, and then when I got Rock Band, I wanted to pick up real drums, and like I actually like learned how to play. And so like I play both, and like you get a lot of even to this day, you get a lot of comments as a content creator saying, play real guitar, and I'm glad that I'm able to flex and be like, all right, and like I
You can just go pick it up real quick. Let me shred on you.
I can play Ride to Lightning, no problem,
Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's been a gateway into actually
absolutely.
Yeah.
just learning the instruments and
Yeah.
so on. And I mean, one of the things again, it's this that I'm learning more and more is there is this this huge accessibility. I mean, it's another thing that James and I were talking about is how it seems like the Fortnite community, anyone's welcome. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you wear, doesn't matter what language you speak, doesn't matter where you come from. You're welcome, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I got to ask you just as a side question: people coming in now to the Fortnite, I'll call it continent, as novices, where would each of you suggest they start to have to have a fun gateway experience and get a sample of what the community is about, get a sample of what the Fortnite ecosystem's about?
I feel like this is one where everyone's going to have a different answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much to do.
There's so much to
Yeah.
do, and at the end of the day, you just need to go in and have fun. If you want to enjoy music, well, yeah, there's festival, but there's music integrated all throughout the game. If you like racing, check out Rocket Racing, but at the same time, there's everywhere. There's a little bit of everything in everything. And at the end of the day, you need to just go to the things that make you have fun. And don't worry about what other people are doing with the game. Just enjoy yourself, because there's enough different experiences there that everyone can find something that'll work for them.
I think you knocked it out of the park. I can't beat that.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that, and like with the music stuff too. Like we have the jam stage,
Yeah.
like you were talking about, like how you can make these like ridiculous mashups of stuff, and it's like, people can bond through that way too. Just trying to be creative together. That's one of the great things about Fortnite, by the way, is like the creativity behind it. Is that, like especially with the Lego mode now, like they give you so many opportunities to pave your own way, essentially, and that goes into the accessibility aspect that you mentioned too. And it's just really cool to have a game like that pretty much, like you said, anybody can get into.
What's funny? It's like sometimes I like to just play festival with my friends very casually, not competitive, not trying to be the best in the game, and I'll just go into like a random lobby with strangers, and they'll pick like top radio hits, and like that's fine. I love that stuff, and then I'll just drop Master of Puppets on them. I'll drop Fuel on them, and then like they've probably never heard it before. But they're playing it, and I know they're hearing it, and they're probably gonna like it.
Sometimes
You
they
know what I mean?
leave.
Sometimes they leave
Because
but,
they can't.
but no,
it's too hard.
I've gotten lucky. They haven't left on me. Like they stay and they play, and it's just like, oh, they probably never heard this.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
I saw a tweet the other day that was like, wow, it was somebody that was playing Fortnite, and they learned about Metallica through Fortnite. Wow, this Metallica guy has a great voice. so that's the kind of people we're reaching now. People have never heard of him.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Let's just talk a little bit about the Metallica elements that are in the Fortnite ecosystem. You've all obviously been experimenting with all sorts of areas here. What's your favorite Metallica flavor that you've seen so far in Fortnite? The one where you're like, that's fucking cool. I dig that.
There's one that's very emotional, that made me legitimately tear up, to be honest, which was on the Loot Island, which is completely designed around Metallica's tour right now. It's in the shape of the stage. You can go under it, and inside there is a tribute to Cliff Burton, which is just so touching. And the level of care going into this collaboration with Metallica oozes through when you see that. And it's just, that really, I got shivers when I saw it, to be completely honest. That's really cool.
Yeah, me emotional now thinking about it. I mean, you know, I'm 28, and so like, you know, I heard about Metallica and listened to them like a lot later after the tragedy with Cliff Burton, and it's just so sad, you know, like, and like I saw in the black box that they had that tribute to him as well, and that was really cool to see. I think for me, with my favorite flavor so far is just like what you actually play in festival in particular. Just like the team is doing a fantastic job like transcribing these to like the gamifying these songs, you know, like they're doing a really, really good job. And you know, like shout outs to the Rhythm Authors team, right?
Yeah,
That,
because it's
you
a
know,
real
makes
art
these
trying to
happen.
transcribe a real guitar player, you know, that
To a
has
game.
however many frets, you know, how many different notes you can make with a real guitar into 5 buttons, you know.
It's
so
not easy.
to make it, you know, playable, fun, and like you feel like you're almost playing the real thing. It's a tough feat to accomplish, but they nail it every time.
They do.
Didn't mean to really cut you off. Do you have anything more to say?
No, I don't.
Because I think so far the favorite thing I've seen that was Metallica in Fortnite is there's a new mythic weapon that you can find on the Battle Royale modes that is like it's a guitar that it shoots you up in the sky. You can zoom around and it plays Ride the Lightning while you're doing it. It's
'Cause
so
you're riding
cool.
the
It was
lightning,
epic.
bro.
You were riding the
So
lightning. Yeah,
cool.
there's a little lightning bolt shooting out everything. It's so cool. It's a
cool.
fantastic integration because again, it's not just the Fortnite festival band stage, the battle mode even. It's all of Fortnite. Metallica is in Fortnite everywhere. Their influence is
Yeah.
felt
They've
everywhere.
infiltrated it.
Yeah.
To add one small thing to that, it feels like they've wanted this since Fortnite has existed, because in the original game mode Save the World, when Fortnite first launched, there's a character named Lars, and the missions that you do with him are called Ride the Lightning.
Oh,
And you protect his van to try to float it up into the sky so that you can
Ride the lightning.
Yeah, right. So
I didn't even know that.
neither did I.
when you see the level of love given to Ride the Lightning in game now, that's why, right? It's
Yeah.
been there from the
It's a
beginning.
callback.
It's lovely.
It's like a big callback. Like, you know, I kind of made like jokes back in the day. It's like, oh, they put Guitar Hero in Fortnite. That's so funny. Look at us now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like, look where we're at. You know, I think my favorite flavor of Metallica that's seeing in, you know, just in Fortnite in general. I think just seeing the main stage when you're playing the songs, like how they designed it. It's so fiery and electric, and just the engine revving in the background. It's so awesome. It's so awesome.
Nails the mood.
Yeah, no, it actually does. And like, you know, and the team handling Fortnite Festival harmonics, they just do a really, really good job of having the players experience and just feel the music. You know, like while it's gamified and stuff, like you're jamming, and you feel like you're really part of the music.
Awesome. Final question for all of you. I'm going to bring you back to last night. It's about last night again, right?
Yeah.
What does seeing them in that proximity, and it was I got to tell you, it was a pretty personal performance. They dialed it in and they were into it. I mean, you know, see a lot of them, they were into it and they were giving you that was a great show. Thank you for letting me see it with you, actually. Is it going to change the way you play the songs when you compete with each other? Does it change when you're that close, when you have that experience with the band? Does it change the way you approach your playing?
It certainly feels like I have a much more personal and close connection to the
Yes.
band now,
Yes.
more so
Yeah,
than I ever have.
absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
I could just reach out and touch James right here. He's right in front of me. That's crazy. And like hearing him belt out the first line of Fuel,
Yeah.
and now I can play Fuel in Fortnite Festival and just remember that moment, being right there in front of him. It's like, that's insane. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel too.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's forever going to change the outlook of the band for me, and hearing their music, and I'll just be like, man, I was in within arm's reach of these legends right here, and hearing it, it's just going to bring all that feeling back. Like I still feel like my skin is shaking
Yeah.
from that performance.
I mean, and they were,
you know what I mean?
They were super nice, you know, like.
Yeah, Lars was Lars was
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, the
You know,
banter.
He's a showman, you know, like he really, like it was just like he said this, he was like, you guys influencers, you know, like it was like, you know, like childhood dream, right? Because like growing up listening to Metallica and like and as I was talking to you before this, like, you know, Lars was like, what songs do you want to hear? And I was like, play Phantom Lord, you know, like that's from Kill 'Em All, you know, and like. I think that he was intrigued by it because he's probably thinking like, we haven't played that in a while, you know. It's a deep cut, but yeah, I would agree with the personal connection aspect. I feel like, you know, like closer to the band, and I think that it's going to make me have a deeper appreciation for their inclusion in the game,
Agreed.
because, you know, we got to see what they're all about. You know, we're gonna see it tonight too.
Yeah, you get to see it and
sure.
feel it, and yeah,
Yep.
it's round 2 again tonight, indeed.
Yes.
All right, well, thanks very much, guys. I would say may the best man win, but it feels like you're all winning just by being here and by being part of it and playing it, and it seems like it's the same for everyone who engages with the Fortnite community. So
Absolutely.
maybe
Absolutely.
a little
We're
luckier
honored.
than most, but
We're
yeah.
honored.
Really quick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked, do you have any secrets to share? If anybody wants to get better at the game, it's the same thing as a real instrument. Practice.
Just
Play it.
practice.
Just keep
Just play
playing.
it.
And
Keep playing.
have fun.
Have fun, too.
Yes.
If you go in trying to just be the best and you beat yourself up over it, you're not going to enjoy yourself.
Make it work.
Enjoy. Have fun.
Yeah, yeah, and don't be intimidated, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't be intimidated.
With even
Don't compare yourself.
yeah, even if you feel like you're gonna fail at one, all right, at the solo, you know what I mean?
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. It's
Well,
great.
You'll remember that failure, and then when you can do it, you'll feel really good
Yes.
about it.
Yes, you will.
Well, as James said, he kind of isn't, you know, amazing at the. He wasn't amazing at Guitar Hero, so, you know, and playing his own song. So, as he said, you know, I got to practice, and he's competitive, so I'm sure he will. All right. Again, thanks very much, guys. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us
so
on.
much.